murder, criminal conspiracy, assault, people trying to frame me as mentally ill to get me written off in a situation I was used as a test subject for the US military. And basically, in the course of doing this, a plethora of assholes, most of which, well, a few of which anyways, are Victoria residents from, like Katie Johnson, for example, is someone who is criminally involved in this and lied to my detriment for so many fucking years straight. Her and her piece of shit boyfriend, Josh Davidson. They lied to my detriment and tried to get me wrongly committed to a mental hospital so I'd be cheated of my life, and they could get away with all the additional years of abuse I was subjected to as they forced speech on me and tormented the shit out of me for their own amusement to be satisfied, while I was trapped in my own life, constantly abused by these fucking sick animals. After the fact, here we are. I survived what they're doing, and they couldn't get me locked in a mental hospital, and this disgusting pig of a woman is still walking around telling people that I'm schizophrenic and she's entitled to do shit. I've never once been diagnosed with schizophrenia, yet this fucking deadbeat asshole, who fucking shouldn't have even been present in my life after high school, but came back into it with the express reason of harming me, was lurking around here still with her friend Josh Davidson, who's a fucking deadbeat piece of shit and a cowardly goddamn asshole who isn't fit to even look at me. But because this asshole wanted to cover shit up, I had these people trying to cheat me of my life for this length of time. They're the lowest scum on the fucking planet. This person shouldn't be talking at me. He shouldn't be aware of what I'm doing, but the deadbeat fucking asshole is still following me around, running his piece of shit mouth. He's trying to get me angry enough, like grossed out enough by his presence, at his fucking forced presence in my life, that I'll yell, because he wants to see me get wrongly arrested for a noise complaint, because he's a disgusting, pathetic fucking loser. He's going to blame everything that happens on drug abuse, either his or someone else's, because he's just full of shit and blames drugs for his own actions, because he's a petty, sorry-ass excuse for a man, if you won't even call him that. I wouldn't fucking venture that much about him. And this is Josh Davidson. And bear in mind, everything I'm saying, if I'm not being honest about this, I could be charged with libel or defamation. It would be on him to fucking just call the police and say, investigate this. He's full of shit and lying about me. He won't do it for some mysterious reason, though. I put things online to the effect of saying there's attempted murderers involved in your local police force, your local political scene. Various links to these people and pointing to this. You know what he's done? He can't even put his fucking name to a Facebook post repeating what he told you last night while having a beer with you at the bar. That's the nature of this. He can't even fucking put his goddamn claims that he told the world for the past 30 years into a fucking paragraph on Facebook and publicly post it anywhere. You know why? Because he's a fucking lying piece of shit. And he's a pathetic fucking lying piece of shit, and that's it. He doesn't have any business looking at me or knowing me. I shouldn't have to say this to anyone. Yet, there he is lurking around my home, fucking being a piece of shit, trying to ruin my day again, and saying the grossest shit he can think of. Him and a few other people, they just had no regard for a human life whatsoever. They just walked on it every day, trying to ruin it for their own amusement to be satisfied. Just because they're bad people. I don't know what else to say about this. I shouldn't have to say this so many times in my life to any person. I shouldn't have to say, get out of my life, like, leave me alone. I don't want people to be out of my life. I wanted people in my life. Yet I was isolated by Chelsea Potts and Darcy Panic, walking around being the biggest scumbags on earth and fucking propagating misinformation about me everywhere they went and ruining everything they could for me socially. They don't deserve to look at me or know me. I had my best friends, which were animals, all killed by this woman when she came into my life doing this in the first place, at the start of a gay conversion therapy that took place. I don't want fucking someone like Katie Johnson, for example. I don't want her fucking lurking around in the background, talking shit to me from a hiding place and trying to propagate misinformation into people's heads so she can ruin another day of my life, because she's already sat there mocking me and laughing to the effect of saying she'd cheat me of my life today. She's not the only person who's done this either. There's a handful of people that did this routinely, and I didn't deserve to fucking put up with any of it. There's someone named Liberty from the Johnson building as well. She was standing there speaking on behalf of Katie Johnson, trying to tell me I was full of shit for speaking out against this dishonest, fucking pathetic shit I had to live through. Anyone who fucking wants to say Katie Johnson's actions or Chelsea Potts's were those of a decent human being, I have no problem saying, get the fuck out of my life, you're a fucking deadbeat piece of shit. And she is. To say anything contrary to that is to condone someone having killed someone's pets to try and provoke them into whatever behavior you wanted. I'm not someone who goes around killing people's pets, so I don't think I'm really willing to talk to Liberty, Chelsea Potts, Melissa Oliver, or any other asshole fucking involved in this shit and speaking to their effect. You can hear them in the background of this file. I'm going to change this media in a bit and go take a bath, but you'll probably hear in the subsequent media playing, it's going to be them again, saying the same shit and trying to provoke the same thing. But at this point, I mean, can you tell the difference between someone being mentally ill or not? Would you mind taking 2 seconds? Because, like, you might tell a difference. There's voices coming out of computer speakers that from a radio tap, I established over my computer, which is something Constable Richie Lee and others from the RCMP department knew when they walked out on a situation where I was being tortured before, because Dave McGilvery apparently telling a lie is so fucking elaborate a thing they couldn't bypass it. Fucking piece of shit that he is. Yeah, please pay 2 seconds of attention, anyone who gives a fuck if justice actually occurs or not, because I don't deserve to be hassled by police or taken to a mental hospital another time in my life because these fucking petty, sorry-ass excuses for human beings want to fucking cheat me of my future just so they could get away with harming someone. Because that's all you have here. It's nothing but a load of shit. And not every one of those people, speaking to my detriment, every single one of them should be put in the mental hospital under the BC Mental Health Act. If anyone actually looked at that act and looked at people's behavior and looked at what was going on, by all rights, they should have been taken in already for what they did to me. Because they did do criminal wrong and disrupted my life, and I did nothing of the kind to any of them. Anyways, have a good day. I'm just going to go to the bath now and leave this playing in the background. It's like you're looking for me to feeling guilty or feel bad about saying that. I haven't done anything wrong whatsoever in the entirety of this situation. You're not going to get guilt out of me for any of this. I have every right to talk about what was done to me and what I've lived through, and you have done nothing to fix any of the harm you've done whatsoever. Yeah, there's not much reason for anyone to feel bad about it. What the hell? Why do you think that it's appropriate to even say that to me? I'm not sure. You have a right to do that to me. Well, why don't you try being a civilized enough human being that you don't treat people that way, for example? Because you're not entitled to do that to anyone. You know, like what's the options available? If I weren't doing what I'm doing, it would be listening to you talk more shit about me, incrementally create more problems in my life, so it can then again surface in this stupid ass format where I'd just be doing the same thing, contradicting your lies, and it would go back to you